Yo, how's everyone doing? This is Legendary Vendetta, as always, and I just changed the Twitch settings around a little bit. It should be pretty interesting. As I was saying, I've got a desktop which I built last week, and I managed to find my way around the university internet walls, so now I can play Shogun 2, which is great. But I've now also got my laptop just here as well, so I can actually kind of see the stream whilst I'm playing, which is pretty cool. So far it looks pretty decent, pretty nice, and this should also give out a better quality than last time. It only just depends whether we can actually do... what was I going to say? Just depends whether we can do this kind of quality within the actual game itself. So let's go look and see what we got. I mean, we got 30 tokens to spend. I've not had that many tokens in a good while, so we'll see what we can upgrade. Generally when you're upgrading, because upgrading units is one of the biggest things which kind of impacts the game. So of course you need to have the right strategies and whatnot. But you have to get the price to performance kind of right as well. So for example, Negneta Warrior Monks, yeah, cool, you can upgrade them to, I don't know, 9 Chevron, you can stack all of them, but the problem is that every time you spend a point, obviously they are going to cost more Koku, so you have to kind of find the best price to performance ratio. This is generally what I kind of have. Well, I think I generally go for a little bit higher. No, I think that's about it. I think that's a sweet spot. You don't usually want your units costing more than about 1,000, I think. That's how I personally take it, and be really selective in what you try and pick. I mean, these units, for example, are done pretty badly. That one's done well. These two aren't so much. Really, you want to aim for about this with a Yarikav unit. I mean, they've already got good charge and melee and defense stats, and they cost 1,000. So, really kind of depends what you want. Although I think, especially for Yarikav, that's kind of pretty good. Monk Cav normally want attack and defense. Same with Fire Cav. Apparently 6 is best for Fire Cav. So it's what, 2 of them, some of that. But I don't really think there's too much I really need to upgrade. I could upgrade these guys, but they haven't reached 5 Chevron yet. And to be honest with you, I don't really think there's too much else we really need to do. Got a Sword Attendant. Oh, that's it. I wanted to do that Sword Attendant. I wanted to boost them up as high as I could. Try and get some crazy attack stats on them. They got a Scare Enemies ability. That would be funny to have, or Banzai. That'd be pretty nice. But I wanted to, because I saw some people online with Sword Attendants with some crazy melee attack, like 15, 16 melee attack. I wanted to try and replicate that. I think that's pretty much all I need. A lot of people tend to go for Whacker Raiders. They tend to stack them up, but I love just having, I think, just 2 attack on them. In all honesty, I don't really think there's too much I really need to upgrade on. It's pretty pointless upgrading Katana Heroes, I may just say. These guys have both got Banzai, but it's nice to have some cheaper options, which are these two. So Banzai. That's the main issue why I bring Nodachi over Katana Samurais, because Nodachi have got the Banzai ability, whereas the Katana Samurai, of course, don't. However, once you get to that ability where you have got Banzai, then they are very, very powerful. However, generally speaking, Nodachi are kind of better, and a bit cheaper as well. Especially if you're just starting off, if you can get Nodachi Samurai straight, from the off, if you like, if you can get them as soon as possible, they're a very, very, very good unit for early, low star kind of generals. But I think that's pretty much. We don't really need to spend any points as of yet. So I think what we'll do is we'll kind of just jump into our next battle here. Should I allow mixed avatars? I don't know. Yeah, go on then. Let's do it. So again, we're trying to do the ladder climb because I think I dropped down to 3,000 or something, and I was about 300. So we'll see if we can get a lot higher. We're playing against Pi, so we'll say hello to you, Pi. Hello. Let's quickly. I always like to see their stats just so I can roughly see how good they are at the game. Okay. Oh wow, he's actually got really, really far with the. It says he's what, rank 4, but it says over here he's star 8. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on here. Yes, it's useful to just kind of look at this, then you can kind of see what to expect. Hello, hi, and then let's also look here, as always, to see favours balanced army, like most people, skilled leader and journeyman bowman. Okay, so we're going to be wanting to make sure that we keep some cavalry units behind. We're on the U-side pass. Oh god, it's really bad, because I can't even remember half of these maps. I did actually want to do a Shogun 2 map guide. I might do that at some point, because I have got an exuberant amount of time on my hands at the mo. We get our best price to performance. Then also need to get. I love how I've got a veteran light cav. Is there a more pointless veteran to have? I suppose it's pretty pointless to have sword attendants, but you know, don't judge me. All right, I think we'll go for a classic. Two of you. We'll have one of you. We have three of ye. I remember my last clan leader, Gyro. I think he said that the best units to actually go for were the sword attendants rather than Naginata attendants. I personally prefer the Naginata attendants because, of course, they cost about 19 more koku, about 20 more koku. However, with the Naginata attendants, their spear units, so of course they're good at fending off cavalry. And if you want to defend matchlock units, I generally would recommend those because a light cav unit could go on and wreck the mic on a sword attendant, for example. So I think I'll just stick with that for the moment. We also now, so we've got the kind of main kind of auxiliary of our army. I call this the auxiliary, where you've got the cavalry, you've got the skirmish, and then you've got some supporting troops, which are the Naginata attendants. Now we need the real meat of our army. We need the main. So got some range, got some cavalry, got some good cheap units. Now this is where we have probably about 5 or 6 really good units. So what are we thinking? I mean, this is a pretty bad unit to have. I might actually end up deleting this one if I manage to get another Naginata warrior monk at that high level, because I spent an extra point in the morale, and you don't want that. So I think we'll go with one of you. We'll go with 2 of these guys. In fact, we won't go for 2 of those guys. We'll go with one of these instead, because I really, really want to rank him up to level 5, getting some chevrons on. We'll go with a Naginata. We'll go with that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not bad. This way we've got some good sort of war cry abilities, so we can obviously take away their morale once we get in combat, or just when they're beginning to break and we're at breaking point and grind out match. We've got some Yari Samurai because they're just generally very, very good, and then we've got some Naginata Samurai again because they're just generally very good and they're very tanky. Could go for a Bulletproof Samurai. I'm not sure if I really want to go for a Bulletproof Samurai because this is a kind of army I'd play against a very, very high level opponent, because these units are probably my best units. What could we go extra here? I mean, if I take one of these Naginata attendants off, I could go for another light cav. I think I'll do that. That'll be worth it, I think. Light cav should never be underestimated. Alright, so that's our army. So we've got some very tanky units up front. I'm almost ready. Almost. Got some very tanky units up front. Very, very powerful stats there. We've then also got... Oh, by the way, I've not played in a while. Same. I started streaming again today. Just got a bit bored of Rome 2. Yeah, I totally agree with that one. I just find it a bit boring. Sweet. Alright, so now we need some retainers. So you thought I had some powerful stats just then, but have even more powerful stats now. So let's go ahead and get the plus 10 defense for my general. We then also need, I'm thinking, what is it? I can't remember what it's called. Renyo Teaching, that's it. Another good one to have would probably be the spears, so our Yari units would be incredibly overpowered. What did we bring actually? Oh, no. Where was it? The practice grounds, that was it. See, I'm just trying to remember everything. Oh, he started without me already. Damn it. Spear units. Where's our +2 with spears? I'll put that down again just in case. It's always a wise thing to do. I think it's Yari Master, isn't it? Yari Master. We'll go with that instead. That way our spear units are going to be, yeah, ridiculous. Alright. So I think we got this down to a T. Should be good. We've got some good units. Some exceptional units, in fact. We've got a lot of cavalry, a lot of disposable units. And we've got 3 matchlocks, so we should be able to have a lot of map control. Especially with those light cav and the matchlock units, which is always nice to see. So this is quite nice. I think by now my latest video should be up, because I did play with Toby for quite a bit. That sounds so dirty, doesn't it? Oh, I love playing with Toby. That ass. But I played with him and Harrison on Chivalry Deadliest Warrior. Hopefully we can do some more of that stuff. I think Toby's going to try and set up another YouTube channel for me and him. At which point he'll do a lot of editing stuff and do some montages of us two playing, because some of the weird shit that we say is just incredible. And we're also going to do the Friday night banter, which I did say we'd do quite a while ago, but it never materialised for whatever reason. Oh yeah, we're doing it on like ultra settings. This is great. All right. Oh, I remember this map now. I like this map. All right, so what we're going to do, we'll grab one of you guys there. So yeah, we should have that on the way at some point. Should be very, very funny. And then we'll keep you there in the centre. We'll then have our two tankiest units there. Then we'll have our monks behind them. Then we will have a Yari Samurai covering these units. What I do quite like to do is that I like to have good Yari units covering the good matchlocks, because of course that way they're not going to charge in their cavalry. But also what I like is that my general kind of strategy or tactic with this kind of an army is to do a sort of pincer movement. So I'll spread my units out a lot, try and get a lot of that map control, and then once we actually begin the main fight in the centre, I'll push my fighting troops forward, they'll engage the enemy, and then I will swing around both of my matchlock units and my Yari Samurai on the flanks, and then by this point the cav engagement should have finished, so both sides have generally lost their cavalry, and this is the point where I can actually flank with my Yari Samurai. So push up through the centre, all cavalry is dead, firing from the sides with matchlocks, and then I can support with a very, very good fresh Yari Samurai. That's a very, very good tactic to use, and it's one that I would definitely endorse, and that people should probably think about using. So, alright, so we'll click you guys as 1, click you guys as 2, 3. We've got a lot of cavalry needs sorting out. I generally like to have the cavalry away from the main build. We don't really need this archery dojo. I mean, it would help our matchlocks a little bit, but in all honesty, it won't help too much. We shall keep a cavalry unit there, another light cavalry unit over on this flank, and then we have 2 more left in the centre. I'll move you across there so I don't get too confused. Actually, no. Move you 2 across. There we go, that's better. We'll have the fire cav there, and we'll have our other cavalry there. So we've got another one, general, and we're all good to go. Good luck, have fun. Bong. And there we go, so we just need to make sure we charge everything up to begin with. What has he decided to bring for us today? So some Bocav, Bocav, Yarikav. He's then got some Katana Cavalry, okay. Should be interesting. Alright. We'll poo you guys back. Poo you guys back. I'm going to poo you guys back. Because we don't want to get caught out by those units. What has he got there for me? Some Yari Cavalry. Okay. We'll pull our men to the centre. And you guys can stay there. You guys get onto that side. We'll pull round because he seems to not have defended this area. We need to make sure that we keep... Oh, we got to support. Brilliant. And we'll keep our units from advancing any further. Looks like he might try and kite me, which would not be great. Would definitely not be great. And what I could do is I could keep him on the seat of his chair. And I've also got that cavalry circling around the back. Trying to take cavalry out. And he's picking away at me, so there's nothing to get too worried about so far. We'll pull them back. And hopefully he'll continue chase. Hopefully he will. I'll give him a bit of incentive. Okay. And bang. There we go. Good job. We'll put you guys in front of them. take you guys back a little bit. And looks like he's going to try and cav charge us there, which is not a smart move. He's going to try and chase up with some Naginata Samurai. Those Naginata Samurai have got some pretty good stats, actually, although he has done the bonus versus cavalry, which is a waste of money, as we were talking about before with the price to performance ratio. That's definitely something which you probably do not want. So we'll get our units on top of this hill. Make sure we've got some advantage. It looks like he could be trying to attack our units. We'll again take our men up. I think it would be a very, very good idea if we could take these units across the plain. However, an issue with that is that we... Oh. Okay. Looks like he could be trying to force an engagement in the centre. Main idea is not to give him it. Okay, we've caught one of his units, which is good. That's exactly what we wanted. I think he might be getting a bit angry now. At which point we'll step it up a bit. He's just going to run straight back into my men. And we can basically annihilate them. You guys off their horses didn't even get the... Nice job, Vendetta. Okay, so we've just gone and wrecked them. Oh wow, he's actually managed to run in and take them out. That's not good. That was definitely a micro-lapse on my part. However, he did get the... what's it called units? Oh yes, get that. Get that. He did only get my light cav, so it's not too bad. That light cav can chase down them. Those light cav are doing pretty good against them units. These guys should be firing momentarily. Get my general the hell out of there. And I don't really want to charge uphill, so I'm kind of on the downhill disadvantage. We can spin you guys around, that'd be a nice move. You guys can charge in there. But you guys can charge in, there you go. Looks like we've mopped up his cavalry on that side. His men are now engaging. We need to pull you men back. Take you back. Oh no, again another micro lapse by me. That's terrible. And now we can begin an engagement. We'll take you guys around the flank. Hopefully we'll take our general around the flank and actually begin to rape his general from the side. Looks like we cleared up his cavalry, so we can now charge them into there. You guys also charge into there because at the moment my matchlocks are vulnerable. You guys are facing the exact wrong way. Good job. We'll charge in our light cav to that Yari cav, try and support those Yari cav, which I actually mismicroed. Charge in you guys into there to support these Yari samurai, and then we'll also try and rape his general with our general. And where the hell are my samurai? Monks even. Pull off a war cry. Also need one of them. Bulletproof samurai, because they did get charged into the down. And that actually looked like it pulled a few of our men back, which is good. Take you guys away, take you guys down. Oh, we've got another unit over here, got another 2 units. Trying to do a back charge on the downhill, and it looks like we could just take this. It will throw some more meat on the pile, because that way it will slow down their advance and my matchshots can have a few more shots. And at the appropriate point we will also charge downhill at them as well. It looks like we could have won this battle. That was a good battle, I like that. GG, well played. I enjoyed that battle. You know, it was a challenging battle to do, and it was good because it was across the whole map. So that was nice to actually fight. Okay, there you go. There is the battle. There's a lot of thought processes going on in there, and as I said, it's nice that it was across the whole battle as well. Or whole battle, whole map. Can't even talk, as always. So yeah, that was a good battle. We need to really break that down and look at what he did wrong, if we can kind of see how I did so well. His micro generally was not too bad. He did actually catch me out several times, which was good. However, I'd say his main issue was probably the way he vetted up his units. I'm not entirely sure how he vetted up his units, but I did see some bonus versus cavalry, which on a spear unit you never want to have, because, you know, spear units are already good against cavalry. You don't really need to buff it up anymore. But again, we really need to see and look a bit deeper into see what he brought. So we'll quickly go and look at the replay of that afterwards, because I'm quite curious to see what he did bring. 1500, it's not too bad. 1000. So I did bring 400 more men than him. That would have been the crap units that I did bring. So for example, the light cav and the attendants, you have to have those kind of units. You need some sort of disposable unit. That's really a key factor into winning a lot of these games. I killed twice the amount of men, so there's not too much to say there. Then let's look at Light Cav getting 111 kills. Interesting. Bulletproof Samurai, they were actually wavering at one point, so it's nice to see that they actually tripled their loss. Naginata, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. Not too shabby. Guten Tag, bitch. That's a good name. I like that. I didn't even realize I called them Guten Tag, bitch. Yari Cavalry, pretty nice. Katana Cavalry is an interesting choice. They're supposed to be good, very, very good against other cavalry units, but generally speaking, I never see them do that well, and a lot of people don't normally bring Katana Cavalry either. I think if you're playing against Fall of the Samurai, they can be a very, very good unit to bring, or if you're doing some sort of kind of rush build, they can be very, very useful, especially on something like Secure Ridge, where you send a couple of units over ninjas, prevent them from claiming the top of Secure Ridge, and then you send over the Katana Samurai. They can really, no, sorry, Katana Cavalry. They can really bring down the pain, and I minimised the bow cav. So we've actually seen 2 battles today by bow cav units, but the bow cav units themselves haven't actually done too great. You would have seen me in this battle and the previous battle. I shut them down very, very quickly before they could do any damage. If there's any ranged cavalry on the field from your enemy, you have to close them down as quickly as possible. I can't stress that enough. There have been several times where I've gone into a battle, I've absolutely annihilated the enemy, and I've had most of my army left, and I've just been kited the whole match, and it is extremely boring to play, and you actually end up losing the battle, which you shouldn't have. I actually remember way when I begun playing this game back in 2011, I'm pretty sure I did actually play one match where it was like that. You know, I had a very powerful army, I had some bow cav, the odd kind of time that I do bring bow cav, and I actually got annihilated. However, because I had that 2 bow cav left, I managed to kite him for about half an hour, and I actually ended up winning the game. It was a shame because I remember that file got corrupted and I didn't actually get a chance to show it, which was a big, big shame. Oh, my army looks so sexy. I like the whole white and burgundy. I've never changed my colour scheme on Shogun 2 ever. So let's just actually look at what he decided to bring. So composition is always key to anything. As you can see, he hasn't actually got any crap units, so he's just got Yari Cav, Bow Cav. He's got another Yari Cav and a Katana Cavalry. So again, he hasn't brought any crap units. He hasn't got any crap units to waste, or I've actually got a lot more men. I've got 400 more men than him, and look how much more spread out I am compared to his army. It's because my units cost a lot in the center. So the main meat of my army. However, on the fringes, I've got units which cost very, very little. So, very namely, the light cav, about 384 koku, Naginata attendance 211. This is kind of stuff you need to actually use in battles to gain map control, but also actually throw away and disorientate your opponent. Because if you can distract him, so for example, if I was to throw 3 Naginata attendants against this whole line, that's that whole line pinned down. That's what Naginata Samurai. Katana Samurai, Naginata Warrior Monk, Katana Samurai, Warrior Monk, and Naginata Samurai. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units, which probably cost 6,000 koku. That's probably about half of his overall unit, cost, his army cost. If I just throw 600 koku's worth on that, so 10 times less the amount, I could disrupt all of this, and I can flank my army around. It's just another example, and that loses the charge off. Stuff like Katana Samurai, for example, with the charge bonus of 15. At this point, because I've got so many crap units, I've also got the light cav here. I can hold this position. He won't be able to move around and flank me. I've then also got the Naginata attendants here, supporting the light cav, because the light cav against a stand-up fight against these Yari cav would never, ever win. But because I've got the Naginata attendants there, they would definitely stand a good chance. These bow cav here really should be trying to aim for probably the center of my army, but of course I've made it very, very difficult for him because I've got my matchup units hidden and they're in forest, which makes it very, very hard for bow units to actually fire and penetrate that forest. Penetrate. So if he was to try and run around in this area, I've made it very, very hard for him to pick up my main of my army, and he can't flank here because of course this will happen. And this happened very, very well. I'll use this light cav to interrupt. This unit probably costs about 700, 800 koku. Probably a lot more than that. Probably closer to 900 koku. And I've just stopped it with, what was that? 380 and 210. 600 koku. And it's not only the koku that matters, it's the fact that the role which the units play at. These bow cav, as I said earlier, I have to shut those ranged cav down as quick as possible, because if those don't get shut down as quick as possible and it gets to the latter stages of the game, the late game, and I haven't got any cavalry left, I'm screwed, especially with units like Naginata Warrior Monks at the rear there. you know, it's units you need to prioritize, but also look at that Koku performance ratio. Now, Naginata Samurai, let's actually look at what he decided to upgrade. So, these units, armor they don't need, defense they do need, attack they do need, morale they don't. This morale they don't, armor they don't, only attack. Naginata Warrior Monks they don't need armor or bonus versus cavalry, and they do not need morale. These units they don't need morale, armor and bonus versus cav. These you don't need charge bonus, and they don't need armor or morale. These units they don't need morale, bonus, and armor. So you know immediately, you know that's what 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say if he's just wasted 2 upgrades on each unit that he didn't need, he's probably just gone and wasted about a good what? I'm trying to think here. He's probably wasted about 500 Koku on pointless stuff which he doesn't need. However, if he decided to go for that attack damage or that melee defense, you know, he would have stood a much better chance. As you can see here, you got me on the down charge, you got my matchlock attendants out of the way, and this is good here. I like this. Watch this. I'll rally my troops. About here. Bang. These guys get rallied and they actually come back. That was beautiful timing. On his cavalry, again, doesn't need charge bonuses, don't need morale. So, I mean, he could have actually won this fight, I reckon. Also, with the bunching up of units, he should have taken one Naginata monk down, charged, and then take the other Naginata warrior monk. He should have kept them around and then, you know, hit them from the flank. As you would have seen over here, I actually charged in my... I think it was way over here. You know, previously, I actually charged in my light cav to his cavalry unit, and then I took my Yari cav round the flank into this forest. And then I was going to charge, but I had a micro lapse. Again, you need to look at that. You need to stop bunching up units like this. I mean, my bunching and my spatial analysis of this game was not actually that great when I played it. However, because my units were so powerful and I upgraded them correctly, you know, they did very well. So, I hope you've enjoyed the breakdown of that. I kind of quite like the idea of this, where I actually play the battle and then I go back and I kind of analyze what went wrong. So hope you've enjoyed this, and tell me or not whether you have actually gained or benefited from this. I do quite like having this kind of more tutorial based live commentary, just picking up where some people have gone wrong. I'm definitely not the best player in the world, but I definitely learned a hell of a lot from last summer from playing in a competitive clan. And also I've got friends like Achilles, you know, who is an extremely good Total War player, so I'm sure he'll be grinning at that, the cheeky little bitch. But, you know, just, it's good and useful stuff to know. I win the majority of my games, and I definitely know the game pretty decently at this stage. I have had this since it came out, so I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and this kind of live battle and the analysis. Tell me if you like that kind of setup, and we can do even more of it. And I think the next battle I do, I'll probably try and use Bocav and show you guys how you can really effectively use it. So as always, hope you've enjoyed, have a nice day, and bye for now.